We are here.
we
did here now.
We did not just do our full intro. We did not know we were live.
Oh my god, dude! No way. We are a mess without Ace here. I swear. I tell you, dude. We just did a whole intro, and I don't know what happened. I pressed go live, but it just didn't work. I put the intro played, everything. Johnny and I got talking about the game,
knocking off the rust from your PTO days.
Yeah, dude. 2 weeks away from the show. You forget how the program works, man. Well, welcome back, guys. It's AJA Sports Show. We are a little late, but we are here for a little court sessions episode. Look ahead to Game 4. Talk about the All-Star game real quick. But first, we were mentioning before, in our little pre-show when we weren't live, when Johnny and I were actually having a conversation. It's only a 4-point spread between Milwaukee and the Suns today, so it's a tight line.
4.5.
4.5. Excuse me. Thank you, Jay. So we were talking about what we were thinking for today. We both think Milwaukee's going to win because based on what we projected for the series, we do think the Bucks are going to end up winning this when it's all said and done. So
yep. I just think 4.5 is tight. I mean, if you're betting the Suns line, you got to think the Suns win, right? I mean, you only get 4 points. So I mean, if the Bucks win by anything more than 4, I mean, you can't score half a point in basketball. Last time I checked, so. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And like you mentioned, Giannis has been hitting his free throw. So, I mean, you get like Scott Van Pelt does that bad bets at the end of like the sports centers and stuff. And I love those, dude. I mean, I would hate it if I were better, but yeah, absolutely. As a guy who plays DFS, I get bad beats all the time. You be watching football and someone breaks off like a 60-yard touchdown at like the end of the game when they're milking clock. All of a sudden, I'm out the money. All my money just out, gone.
I guess who gets to hear about it? I do. This guy.
Come to the Sunday morning roast.
Sunday morning roast. Wow, that'd be fun when football season starts. The Sunday morning roasts are gonna be the place to be, guys. You're gonna see Johnny at his absolute daily fantasy finest. The Sunday Johnny that I get to see every time, most likely Krispy Kreme donuts in hand and a cup of coffee, going through his lineups over and over. But anyway, we'll get there, and it's gonna be even better than I'm describing. But
right,
let's talk about this guy real quick. Why not? Let's just show this.
Shohei.
Because he ended up being the winning pitcher.
No way.
I only wanted to show the beginning just to show Shohei, but he ended up being the winning pitcher of the All-Star game. He started the All-Star game. He led off, didn't get on base, hit a good first at bat, roped the ball to they were in the shift, so he roped the ball right in between the shortstop and second baseman who were there. But had they not been in a shift, it definitely would have been a base knock for Shohei. So he would have gotten an All-Star game hit. Vlad Guerrero Jr. homered in an All-Star game 16 years to the day after his father, Vlad Sr., homered in an All-Star game, which is just bonkers. I don't understand how sports does this sometimes, where they have like these crazy parallels, but it happened. And then, Jay, one thing that you mentioned before the broadcast that I didn't think of really take into account is how they were able to talk to the players. We got to hear from Freddie Freeman and Fernando Tatis. We were listening to Fernando Tatis at shortstop when Vlad Guerrero Jr. hit that home run. I thought that was super cool, and they're really close together, so that's why.
Yeah, and that's why it's so sick, right? Like those guys, Fernando Tatis was talking about how they grew up together, playing in the same leagues, going to the same tournaments. A lot of these guys, they all play in the same, AAUs, and I mean, baseball is not AAU, that's basketball, obviously, but they all go to these same huge tournaments, and they make friends out of each other. We've seen it all the time. Yeah, I was really cool when they were talking to Freddie Freeman. They talked to, I think it was Alves when he was batting, which was interesting because, I mean, he's batting. Like, I don't know how much insight you want me to give you while I'm up at the plate, bro. And Joe Buck was kind of a douche about it when he struck out. I liked it personally. I just don't really care for Joe Buck, and he made it his point. He made my point even more like yesterday when he was doing those, and he just wasn't very good with them. He just wasn't very good, right? Like, Freddie Freeman was hilarious. Like, Aaron Judge walked, and then he's like, I'm 6'3". I'm about to look puny right now because Aaron Judge is just a monster of a man. We were talking about this the other day. I know. I pick and choose what I want to talk about. We were talking about this the other day, right? Like, people don't understand. I don't think people understand how big and athletic NBA players are, bro. Like, Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge look like feats of humanity, right? Playing against the people that they play against in the MLB. put them next to like, I mean, even a mediocre NBA player like Andrew Wiggins is 6'7". Like, I mean, these guys look like they look tiny compared to like, you imagine lining anyone up next to like Anthony Davis. I mean, or Kevin Durant, like you would look like.
I mean, just throw the biggest scrub out there. Dario Saric, he plays for the Suns. He's out of the series, right? He's 6'10".
Yeah,
the guy Dario Saric averages like 4 points a game. He's 6'10", and he's towers over every MLB player.
It's just unbelievable the size of these human beings, and then the fact that they run super fast, they jump super high, they put the ball in the basket from 30 feet as good as anybody ever. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, we are seeing, that's why, like, when you talk about positionless basketball, it's literally positionless, bro. Like, why did there used to be positions before? Oh, because your center can't really handle the ball like a point guard. And, oh, your power forward can't distribute like your point guard. No, that's not true. LeBron is the best passer ever. What does he play? I don't know, point guard, shooting guard, small forward, whatever the hell he wants to play.
Doesn't matter.
Literally doesn't matter. Just put him on the floor, and he's going to do everything amazingly. Like, these guys literally come on the floor now, and because they don't like, I mean, some shoot better than others, some distribute better than others, but everyone does a lot of everything now, bro.
100%. You're 100% right. Unless your name's Ben Simmons. I'm sorry, I had to throw that in there, Ben.
Don't do that.
I know. I'm a Ben Simmons fan. I like Ben. I think, everyone has room to grow their game in every offseason. Ben's just happens to be a little bit more important than everybody else's, but we'll get into that different day.
The most important thing, which is putting the ball in the basket, he just doesn't seem to do very well.
Yeah, one day he'll get there. He makes layups. He's pretty good at layups. Well, I know that aside. We'll talk about Ben Simmons another day.
He's unbelievable at the rim. Stop. He had a bad moment.
I'm literally just referencing that one moment he passed up a dunk for a contested layup. All right. But anyway, yeah. So mentioning positionless. Shohei is doing things obviously that like we've never seen before. And basically all I'm gonna get at until our next baseball episode when we can talk about him again is that I just can't wait to see how long he gets to do this for. And guys like Fernando Tatis, it was super cool to see. He was my favorite mic'd up part. Fernando Tatis, I've mentioned it to you before. He's like my favorite, and he's a Padre, but he's probably my favorite MLB player right now, not in a Dodgers uniform. But MLB All-Star Game was actually a lot better than I expected. Nobody liked the uniforms. I thought the uniforms were actually kind of decent. People, I even saw on like a lot of social media today, nobody liked the uniforms.
I wasn't a fan either.
I think it was kind of weird, but the thing that I told Jay is that I just like the fact that they even try to do something different with the All-Star uniforms instead of just giving it like a bright like color to like match the city that it goes to. Like, like when they had it in Arizona, they matched the colors of Arizona, and there's these yellow and orange jerseys that are just like awful. So it was cool to see them go with a clean look, but yeah, pretty eventful. It's going to be an exciting second half of the season. Vlad Guerrero Jr. has a shot at the Triple Crown. He's 5 home runs back of Shohei, so if he can catch him, which I think he has a realistic shot of doing, because I don't know what Shohei's pace is going to be, and nor Vladdy's. But last time we saw a Triple Crown was 2011, Miguel Cabrera. Before that, it was in 1968. So these are very rare occurrences. So it's going to be an exciting second half of the season.
Okay, so going to the jerseys real quick, right? So they had they had like the 3 letters from the city and then the logo over it. So for some of them, I was just so confused. It looked like I was reading like hieroglyphics. I'm like, what's going on here? They like blended into each other. Like the I in Cincinnati didn't have a dot. It just looked like a line. And then the C, like the C, the bottom of the C was like so tiny. I didn't even know it was a C. It looked like an open face Pac-Man. I don't know what was going on, bro. So, I mean, I see what you're saying. I like the cleanness. Like the white ones definitely look better than the blue ones. We talked about that too. But I think I just like all white, to be honest. Like when it comes to jerseys, bro, like give me the all whites, give me the all blacks, give me the all reds. Like those are the sickest ones, bro. Like you try to mess with the combos and stuff, like it's cool and all, but like when the Chiefs go all red, sign me up, bro. Sign me up.
People hate on the Chiefs all red. I like when any sports team football teams usually do it best when you go like solid colors. Like the Saints do like, and you can't really go wrong with all black, but the Saints do an all black. The Chargers do an all powder blue. The Raiders do an all black. Yeah, I hate the Raiders, but I mean when they do it, it looks clean. The Bills even do an all blue. They did an all blue, I think, in the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs.
Do you remember when they were doing the on Thursday nights? I think it was like 2 years ago. They were doing the color rush. I thought some of those were really cool. The Bills did like an all red and like a brighter red than the Chiefs. I thought that was sick. I did hear it was causing a lot of problems for people who were colorblind. like yeah, like when the Jets would like play like a team that was red, like I guess that's like a common misconception. That's like a common mishap where like people who are colorblind get red and green mixed up, so they were like totally thrown off. So if that's the case, I mean, you gotta go to black and white or something. I don't know, but yeah, I like them. I like the all one solid color jerseys.
Yeah, I'm on board with you. So now that the season is kind of getting to an end because the finals are obviously going, we really wanted to talk about this. We're gonna start hearing like rumors about NBA players on the move, free agents coming up.
Your soccer? Aren't we talking about the Euros?
Oh, I could talk about the Euros for a second. Yeah. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
While we're here, we only got a couple people in today, but I haven't been able to do this in a while because I've been off. But if you guys are looking for a way to support us, like the video if you like what you're seeing. This video gets posted immediately after it's done recording. If you want to hit subscribe and make sure you see more of us, and hit the bell to make sure you get notifications when we're going live, when we're posting new content. We definitely would love to see more of you guys in here. We appreciate the support that we get currently, and we can't wait to see how much it can grow. But yeah, I did want to get into the European Championships real quick. I was out in Orlando. It's a long story, but I was watching out in Florida. And the only thing I wanted to kind of get off my chest here is I just wanted to give a shout out to three guys in particular from the English national team: Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka, and Jadon Sancho. Not only were you three young men probably most talented players on that English national team, just pure skill set when it comes to athleticism and size and just pure flat out soccer ability. You are also the most important going forward because you're the youngest. And whatever hatred that you were dealt and lack of support after the final, after missing the penalty kicks, I hope you never feel that again. I hope that kind of changes for the better because there's been a lot of problems in Europe when it comes to racial inequality about people, black humans, like obviously playing for different nations and nationalizing. There's people for the French national team. They play all over the world, and there should be no room for any sort of that stuff. Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford specifically were put in an unbelievably terrible spot. The England's manager Gareth Southgate brought them on with 2 minutes to go. And said, hey, go take the most important penalty kicks that England's had since 1966 for us. You guys are going to be the fourth and fifth penalty kickers.
Did not get that. Yeah, and then put them in the top. I mean, I don't know. I would think being fourth and fifth is the toughest spot, right? You want to go 1 and 2 to start off strong, but right. As an athlete in me would tell me 4 and 5. I mean, I want my best kicker kicking either fourth or, probably first, and then my second and third best fourth or fifth, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I didn't understand. They got 2 minutes of game time. They didn't touch a ball. They got a few touches in and then to go up and hit a spot kick. You ask any soccer player, I didn't play soccer, but I just know from what I watch and what I hear that, trying to take a spot kick when you're not warm is harder to hit a ball that's moving. And it's just because you're just not used to it yet. You want to feel comfortable. You want to feel more flexibility. And when you have to go anyway, I just want to say that you guys are put in a tough spot. Congratulations to Italy, 35 games unbeaten. They tied an international men's record. But for those three Englishmen, I hope that never happens again. And Bukayo Saka, to you too. You're only 19 years old. You shouldn't have been in that spot. There were plenty of other veterans on that team: Jack Grealish, Raheem Sterling, and Jordan Henderson, just to name a few that could have taken those kicks instead in that big moment.
Or put them in a little earlier. Put them in a little earlier. Let them get a little run in. I mean, you were in extra time anyway. I don't understand why Marcus Rashford's not playing to start. I'm not a huge soccer guy, but I play FIFA, bro, and I know he's a beast in FIFA. So get out of here.
Yeah, he hasn't had he's been playing injured for 2 years in a row. He's played 100. He started 100 games for Manchester United. He's been battling through injuries. He's finally going to have off-season shoulder surgery to get that fixed. And he'll be back later in the year instead of starting it. So he's going to be back and healthy. But over that time, he scored 46 goals and attributed 37 assists to Manchester United. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, Lord Lizzie.
How you doing?
We miss Asa.
That we do. That can't be understated.
He works a lot. Haram for Asa. Haram in Arabic means like sympathy. You know what I'm saying? Anyone who's not Arab. I think, Elizabeth, you're really the only one in here, and you're Arab, so you got it.
We appreciate the clarification. People are going to watch this on repeat, so.
Yeah, you learn Arabic here too, bro. The whole 4 words I know.
Right? So we're going to, like I said before we got into soccer stuff, World Cup's next year. So I'll be talking about the soccer more and more as the year goes on.
I'll be watching.
Johnny be watching the World Cup with me. He doesn't watch all the Euros with me, but he watches the World Cup with me, so I love him for that. But we're gonna get into some off-season talk, specifically some Lakers off-season talk, because they're gonna be obviously the most important, not just because we're Laker fans. It's gonna be the most important because LeBron's gonna be 37 by the time next year rolls around. Anthony Davis is obviously going to be in LA for at least the next 5 years. So whatever happens with the Lakers offseason is going to really determine how the shape of the league turns out next year. So let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah. So all right. So to recap, give you a little start. I'm gonna take the reins here, eh? Right. We're gonna be doing a ranking. We're gonna be doing in honor of Asa, even though he's not here. We're gonna be doing 1 to 5 aces. So we are gonna rank what you would think of these off-season acquisitions if the Lakers were able to get them, and we're gonna both rank them between 1 and 5 aces. Okay. So to give you guys a little backstory as to what the Lakers situation looks like right now, they're projecting the 2021 cap for the NBA to be at $112.4 million. Right. That's the soft cap. Okay. So what that means in the NBA is there's a soft cap and a hard cap. Right. Once you pass the hard cap of 136.6, which is what they're projecting it to be, you enter what's called the luxury tax, and you get taxed on whatever your roster salary is over that 136.6. So a lot of teams don't go over the 136.6 because they don't want to pay luxury taxes. That cuts into revenue. And I mean, obviously, people are trying to make money because everyone's greedy. So go figure. So we're going to use the hard cap before you start getting taxed with the luxury tax as the barometer here. So we're going to go with 136.6 million. Okay. LeBron and AD take up 76.6 million of that. Okay. That's 56% of the hard cap. Okay. And then you also add the 5 million for next year for Luol Deng, because Luol Deng is just like that guy who's the guy for the Mets that we always talk about.
I'm forgetting. I just told Joseph about that the other day too. Bobby Bonilla.
Bobby Bonilla.
It's because we were at Islands of Adventure, and I told him, I'm like, hey, today's National Bobby Bonilla Day. He's like, what the hell is that? And I explained it to him. He's like, that's crazy. He's like, get paid up 2035. But yeah, this is the Lakers Bobby Bonilla.
Isn't that freaking crazy? Yeah.
2 more years, I think, right?
Yeah, 2 more. Mm-hmm. It's even in 2K. I can't even get rid of him in 2K to try to make some salary.
Realistic, baby.
You know it, babe. Okay, so you got the 5 million for Dang, which is blech. Oh yeah, it's pretty blech. It's gonna get a whole lot more bleh here in a minute. KCP is making 13 mil. Kyle Kuzma is making 13 mil. I mean, so you had 60 million left with LeBron and AD only. So take out 55, then 26 million for. I mean, we really only have with
maybe 30 million to work with.
Marcus All's 3 mil. So I mean, you're struggling. 25. You do have the option for Trez for 9.7 mil. I don't
over there, buddy.
Don't see that happening. Okay, so we are gonna rank 1 through 5 here, aces, and we're gonna start with a gentleman I know you're very fond of. When he was traded, you were not, the biggest fan of the move. Mr. Lonzo Ball. Rumors of Mr. Lonzo Ball coming back to the Lake Show, coming back to LA, baby. So my question to you is, Andrew, 1 to 5 aces.
1 to 5 aces on Lonzo Ball.
And 5 being like you're very excited. I'll press
very excited about it. Okay. Wow. I love the progression that he's made. I'll tell you, and that's what I like to see in NBA players. I love to see when they make actual definitive progress. His shooting percentage is still not where I'd like it to be. It's at 42%. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not good. But he averaged 14, 8, and 4. I think he averaged a steal, about half block a game. He does a lot. I think the Lakers are. A lot of people are going to say the Lakers are in need of a shooter. Me and you talked about this. The Lakers are in need of a playmaker, somebody who can just create off the dribble and take the load off. And we talked about that with Dennis Schroeder, and we really thought he was going to do it, but when it really mattered, he obviously couldn't. I don't know how much. If he is better, I don't know how much better Lonzo Ball is than Dennis Schroeder. I'll give this 3 aces just because I like Lonzo Ball so much, though.
All right. Little trumpet for you.
I like that.
Yeah, I don't mind. Well, I'm gonna give my aces first because I'm a normal person. I'm gonna go.
Is that how we do it on the show? I haven't been here.
Yeah, you give your aces first,
I
then
wasn't
you
here
give
for
your
the ace
analysis.
ranking system.
No problem. No problem. We're working through the kinks here, live on air. You're seeing it. I give it 2. I mean, I like it. I wasn't really shedding tears when we got rid of him. I guess I was in the minority that really liked Anthony Davis coming over here. Go figure. I was like, yeah, that guy is pretty damn good. Let's get him, even if we have to give up Lonzo Ball. Do like to see the shooting. The shooting percentage at only 42%. That's not great, but he did shoot a lot of 3-pointers. Like, he was shooting a lot of 3-pointers. His free throw percentage got better. His shooting stroke changed. He's not holding it off to the damn side so much where he's like looking sideways at the rim like he used to. He used to more up and straight up. So I don't hate it. I think you can do a lot worse, but I think they're projecting him to get like 20 million, which is, I mean, quite a bit if you ask me. So I think if you're looking at some of these other guys, I think it's going to be tough to get anyone else if you're paying Lonzo Ball $20 million. And you got rid of him for a reason, Like, I mean, at the end of the day, he's still Lonzo Ball. He still does the stuff that he does well. He was still doing well. And I think the basketball IQ that he has is interesting. I think LeBron would be interested in bringing him back just on that alone. But I think LeBron knows that adding Lonzo is not the third piece look at the threes you're going to have to compete with here soon, dude. I mean, you got Brooklyn's big 3. I mean, obviously you got the Bucks and their big 3 that they're forming over there. Look at the Suns and the big 3 that they have with CP3. So, I mean, just keeping up with it's going to be kind of tough. And I don't think Lonzo Ball's the answer. Next guy.
I think that was a good way to put it. Yeah, exactly. He being that third guy, and I don't think LeBron sees it. Sorry to cut you off.
No. I think
it's a great way to say it. It's a good way to say it.
That 20 million, he's got to be right. I mean, that's what you were expecting of Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, exactly. Then now you're asking the question: would I rather pay for Lonzo or Schroeder? And I feel like you'd probably
Schroeder.
Yeah. So.
I'll pay if Schroeder wants like 26, I'll find the extra 6 to get Schroeder over Lonzo. I mean, I really would.
I agree.
Okay. The next guy been talking about a lot of controversy. A lot of rumors out right now. It may be moving down to the capital of California over here in Sacramento. Mr. Ben Simmons. Now, Ben Simmons, we've talked about it, couldn't hit a pea in the ocean if you gave him basketball. I mean, you could come back. You could leave Ben Simmons in a gym with no one else there, with just him and a basketball, tell him he can't shoot in the paint, come back, and he'd have 2 points. I mean, it's you don't got to worry about it. He's got to get the shooting better. So, curious what you would think about the Lakers. I mean, probably have to be like a sign and trade. That probably got to be like a sign and trade. But I'm curious. What's up, Ryan? Boy, Shohei, huh? Dude, they made him the poster boy yesterday, and he should be. Yeah, I don't really like Colin Cowherd. Don't like to agree with him, but he was like, he was talking about how people are comparing him to Babe Ruth, and he was like, it's not even close. I mean, maybe Colin's watching the show because we all talked about this the other day. Ryan, we all talked about it. That it's not even close. What Babe Ruth was doing is a decimal of what Shohei Ohtani is currently doing. But always gotta talk Shohei right when I see Ryan's.
Yeah, sorry to get off track. Right?
I know, right.
We got a little comment. Going. I like to show love to everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here, Ryan. So Ben Simmons, Andrew, what do you think about Ben Simmons coming to the Los Angeles Lakers? How many aces? How excited would you be about that?
4.
Whoa. Oh.
Almost a 5.
4 aces. Wow. Give it to me. Why?
Almost a 5, but a 4. What came out today, people, apparently word on the street is that LeBron wants to play more of the 4. AD's going to probably play the 5. That's what the Lakers want to do. If AD, just win 3 more rings, buddy. Just play the 5.
Yeah, dude.
Just do when you're older.
I mean, what are we doing?
When you get older and you want to shoot, because you don't want to bang down low. Shoot, do whatever you want. Work on that because you'll have 4 rings. Just get 3 more by playing the 5, please. And then Ben Simmons. I mean, it'll be the longest team, the best offensive team in the league. Are you kidding? I don't care who can shoot. KCP could stay and shoot. Kuzma could stay and shoot. I don't care. THT, we didn't give him up for a reason. He could stay and shoot. Everybody else learn how to shoot if you give me Ben Simmons, because Ben Simmons is not only going to just add to already the best transition offense in basketball, he's not even just going to add to the best defense in basketball. There's a chance that if Ben Simmons becomes a Laker, the Lakers don't give up 100 points a game. Like this is they only allowed 106 points a game last year.
Yeah, defensive MVP candidate. Yeah,
league average was like 113 Are you kidding me? Like, give me a 4 on that one.
Yeah.
4. The only reason I give it a 4 is because I'm hearing that they want like 3 first-round picks in return. I don't think the Lakers have that.
So they're saying, yeah, so they did mention from the Kings. They were talking about the Kings would have to start with 3 first-round picks, Buddy Hield and Marvin Bagley. But apparently the Sixers don't want to even touch that deal unless Tyrese Halliburton or De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox, Philly, you need to get your head out of the rear, dude. It's not. That is not happening. That is not happening. There's no way. There's really no way. There's nothing you can do that would make them want to give up De'Aaron Fox for Ben Simmons. But I am going to mostly agree with you, and I say mostly because we're going all the way up, baby. We're going all the way forward. We're going all the way up. If the Lakers get Ben Simmons, I mean, what are we doing? I mean, like you said, LeBron plays the 4. Ben Simmons is the point guard, obviously. Who cares? I just talked about positionless basketball. Who gives a rip? No one cares about positions in basketball anymore because they don't really matter. Everyone runs around and does everything so elitely nowadays. I mean, Ben Simmons does everything besides shoot. Literally everything. He's one of the best defenders. He's one of the best facilitators. He's a great passer. He's, 6'10" as a point guard. He's a gosh darn unicorn out there. And yeah, he can't shoot. And do the Lakers need shooters? Sure. But guess what the Lakers have done over the past 3 years when they've had LeBron is try to get shooters. I've mentioned this before on the show. LA, for some reason, is where shooters come to die, okay? Getting Danny Green and KCP and even guys like Ben McLemore and guys like Wes Matthews, we are not just using a few spots for shooters. We're using all of them for damn shooters, and they can't shoot. They come here and they don't shoot. So I don't know what you want the Lakers to do. They've used every option available to them. I mean, there were rumors that J.R. Smith may be on the damn way just to try to get some shooting, okay? So no. The other thing I will mention, because you talked about AD playing the 5, is the last 3 years, the last 2 years since we had AD, all I've noticed is how much a center clogs up the whole floor when they're on the floor with AD. And it doesn't matter who it is. Dwight, JaVale, Mark, Andre, all of them. This is a different basketball now. We are in a different mold of basketball where Anthony Davis plays the 5. Okay, we don't need another 7-footer out here to rebound for nothing when Anthony Davis and LeBron, and if you get someone like Ben Simmons, all rebound. I mean, really, it's just not necessary. I think adding someone like Ben Simmons would be huge. I don't think it happens. I think that's it though. I think Ben Simmons will be legit. As soon as I show up, it's over. You know it, Ryan.
Of course.
Ryan brings the party, bro. Ryan brings the party. High key. Ryan brings the party. Okay, we'll start to move a little bit quicker through these. Got a member of the banana boat here. We've heard some rumblings that, him in Portland, he may be looking for a way out of Portland. I'm pretty sure he's a free agent, so he doesn't need a way out. But I think him and Portland are kind of not seeing eye to eye. Damian Lillard, question marks. Chauncey Billups there now. Carmelo Anthony. What do you think about Carmelo Anthony, Andrew, possibly coming down? We know he's got a nice little – he likes the coast. He likes Los Angeles. He spends a lot of his time here. What would you think about Mr. Melo coming to the Lake Show? How many aces would you give that?
I'll take a flyer on Melo. I'll take a little flyer. I'll take a year on Melo. I mean, I don't know what he's gonna want money wise, but
nah, not big. I think he was making very little for Portland before.
It's gotta be like under 12 most likely.
Oh, way under that.
It's gotta be way. I'm highballing. I don't really know exactly what he made, but it's gotta be under 12. But I'll give this 3 aces. I like Melo. I like a little.
Andrew seems to be a fan of the trumpet. 2-3 aces in a row. Andrew, would you let us know why you like 3 aces for Melo?
Makes me feel regal. I like that. I like the trumpets. We're gonna keep going there. We talk like I don't want to beat a dead horse. We talk about shooters. Melo's obviously transformed his game into like a mid-range shooter, or like a much improved 3-point shooter. He doesn't really give you much defensively. When he crashes boards, you hear him because obviously he screams so damn loud, but they're few and far between, so I don't hear him at all.
I love that. No way. I love that, dude.
Sorry, his career rebounding average has definitely gone down since his Knicks and Nuggets days, but I'll take a flyer on Melo if the price is right and we're able to get somebody who's can do a little bit of what he's lacking and get Melo, so you have a scorer and then you have someone who could rebound, defend, transition. I'm all for it. I'll do that. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll give mine.
More trumpets.
Little medieval times feel there. If I told you that Carmelo Anthony just came and played all the minutes Kyle Kuzma played, how much better would you feel about the Lakers? Because I would feel much better.
Yeah, I would like it better. Because the problem with Kyle Kuzma, the problem we've always had with Kuzma, and I don't know, people will probably notice if they watch him enough. He seems like he's always shooting his shots at the wrong time, like just out of rhythm.
It's
like,
off rhythm. Yep.
It's always off rhythm. Like just get to your spot. Take the time to get there. Like he's always just like a second early, a second late, a half second. You know what I mean? It's always a little off rhythm, and I think he can be a good player, but I don't know if that's something that can actually be fixed.
Yeah, he's like on the downbeat all the time or something. Like he's just a tick off, like you mentioned. And I'll give it to him, bro. He puts in the work. You're not questioning effort when you see Kyle Kuzma out there. He's giving you everything he's got. It's not very good sometimes. So you got to take it what it's worth. One thing I will mention, because whenever I hear the word Kyle Kuzma, all I think about is all the dummy NBA fanboys on Twitter who are like, they gave up Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram instead of Kyle Kuzma. How could the Lakers not have tried to trade Kyle Kuzma and keep Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram? What are you, dumb? Huh? Are you?
He was the first name on the list. Are you kidding me?
You got something wrong with your mental, huh? You really think the Lakers wouldn't have rather kept Brandon? When I hear the Brandon Ingram thing, I'm like, okay, we got problems. Like,
he's averaging 25 points a game.
Troll. That's a troll job. That's what that is.
Wanted him, yeah.
The Lakers, he was balling that last year with the Lakers. It wasn't, that was really the hang up, right? That the question was with Anthony Davis. I mean, Anthony Davis we knew was unbelievable, but the question with Brandon Ingram was, is this dude like walking as like a light Kevin Durant over here? Like, is this the crystal light Kevin Durant right now? You know what I'm saying? So just had to throw that out there because NBA Twitter is just it can be a crazy place if you go the wrong ways.
New Orleans wanted him because the Lakers started 34-20 in Brandon Ingram's first year with LeBron. They were second in the West before LeBron got hurt, and then he averaged like 22 and 8 that year, I think, at the end of the season.
Yeah, he was averaging something ridiculous. Yeah,
the reason why New Orleans wanted him. So
yep.
You got stuck with Kuz and his contract, but a team option after year 2 in this 3-year deal for Kuzma. So if we have to have him on the roster one more season, I'm okay with it. Just from a pure effort standpoint, because that's one thing, like you said, he'll never be
13 mil though. It looked a lot better when we first signed it. I mean, 13 mil is not
the first 2 years were front loaded, so that way they could get rid of make it a little easier to get rid of that.
Right. Well, let you do some things in those first 2 years. So, okay. Next guy we're gonna go with is a guy in the NBA Finals right now. LeBron gave him a nice little shout out on Jimmy Kimmel last night. Arsenio Hall was hosting. I watched that today at work. So, it's your boy CP3. Was gonna be a Laker. Got vetoed by David Stern. Obviously, that didn't happen. Arsenio Hall asked him about that. It was kind of awkward. I don't know why he's asking him about that, but he asked him about that. So, Andrew, what would you think about somehow? I mean, again, this is totally, just out of left field, but CP3 possibly becoming a Laker. What do you think about that?
I liked it in 2011, and I like it in 2021. I do like it. I love it. I absolutely.
How many are we going? How many are we going?
Go 5. 5. Let me tell you something about Chris Paul. I hate him. I hate him so much. But I like not coupling in the fact that I know how well his game will translate playing with LeBron and Anthony Davis. And also the fact that I have just endless amounts of remorse that he wasn't able to come and play with Kobe, which probably halted Kobe from getting up to 7-8 chips. We're not going to talk about it.
I'll cry later.
So yeah, we'll cry later. I'll have my little rap session with that. But I mean, I just cannot stand how he just how he plays the game is kind of like not even that he plays it. He plays a game with the refs. He plays basketball and he plays a separate game with the refs.
He's the guy you don't want unless he's on your. He's the guy you don't like unless he's on your team.
Exactly. He's just he doesn't do it. It's not malicious. It's not. It's
smart. He's smart.
It's honestly it's smart. There's ways to manipulate basketball games to be successful in the NBA, and people you have to find ways to do so. and that's how he does so. Not to mention his unbelievable mid-range shot making and play creativity. But that's
I was gonna say he's one of the best. He's still like one of the best playmakers. I mean, obviously in the league right now, he wouldn't be in the finals if he wasn't. He still shoots the ball at a great clip. He's a great finisher. He's a great leader. No one. I mean, we talked about it. The Suns were on an upward trajectory, and it just seems like Chris Paul was that like turbo boost that you hit in Fast and Furious when you're trying to hit the nitrous to make sure you don't finish last. Try to get that first place finish when you're playing on the big boy arcade game at the good old Fuddruckers. Get the free race. So I'm gonna go with I would really like it, but it's gonna be. Give me a little clap. I think it's pretty great.
Nice.
I think it's a great signing. He's making a ton of money, so I don't know who else you're going to play. I mean, shoot, you might have to get me on a little 10-day to go out there and run with these guys, but you're not going to be able to afford anybody so below. Right. But, yeah. I mean, obviously playing with LeBron, they're best friends. He's the godfather of one of LeBron's children, so obviously you got that all going, and I think all he would do is bring out more playmaking abilities for Anthony Davis and give him more opportunities to dominate. So, I mean, look at what he's done for DeAndre Ayton. I mean, if that's any indication, and it's not like LeBron can't shoot. So good luck having LeBron in one corner, Chris Paul and Anthony Davis running a pick and roll, and every other shooter you could possibly imagine that is at the mid-level exception that we can afford. So,
if there is ones at the mid-level exception, Rob is going to find him. Yeah,
Ben McLemore, it's Wes Matthews, it's guys like that, right? I mean, and they're going to hit open threes when they're open for the most part until they come to LA.
Is that Eric? What is up?
What up, Eric?
How we doing, man?
I feel like inclined to talk like Dallas now. I have to talk Cowboys, or we need to talk about some Red Sox stuff because I gotta keep Eric on here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I'll talk about Boston Red Sox. Xander Bogaerts was that guy you were talking about before we when you were talking about who was being interviewed by Joe Buck during his at bat.
Oh, was it?
And Joe Buck was like pressing him. He's like trying to get like answers out of him and stuff. And like that's the thing I wanted to see. Players have routines and like what they say to themselves and little mantras that they say to themselves in their head. And Joe Buck wouldn't shut up, but Xander Bogaerts had like little phrases he was saying to himself to like get his timing down, get his head right. And Joe Buck just wouldn't shut up. And then he threw a breaking ball on a 3-2 count, and Xander was like, "I'm expecting fastball here." And then Joe Buck's like, "Oh, fooled you there, huh, Xander?"
Yeah.
Screw you, Joe Buck. You can hit a ball.
Get the bat and toss it up there at you. You want to see what's up?
Freaking sweet where you're standing at. What are you doing? But yeah, Xander Bogaerts. But yeah, what up, Eric? How you doing, man? Great to see you in here. Thanks for coming in.
Okay.
This is the last one now. We got one more.
Yeah, this is it. This is the one, right?
All
Hometown boy, right?
This guy looks like a me character, but go ahead.
It's a hometown boy. Says he wants to be paid. Now, coming off a big injury, ACL, missed the whole season. Mr. Spencer Dinwiddie. Andrew, what would you think about the Lakers bringing over and getting signing a Mr. Spencer Dinwiddie?
4 aces.
Clapper.
Yeah.
Nice. That's the clapper. Okay. 4 aces. Why? 4K?
Because of what you like prefaced it with. You said that he wants to get paid. And I mean, we're being realistic here, Chris Paul is like again, I gave Chris Paul 5 aces, but I just think because we know what it is and what we're going to get, especially on the tail end of his career, like he's going to give whatever he's got left. When it comes to Spencer Dinwiddie, like he's shown flashes. I don't know if I feel like he's kind of in that same category of like, LeBron wouldn't be too sure if he's really that third piece guy, kind of like Alonzo, but he is better than Lonzo. He's a better shot maker. He's a better shot creator. He's also a lot. They're about size wise, they're about the same. But I just like more. I just kind of like what I get more from Spencer Dinwiddie offensively. I just think when you throw out that price tag, like he really wants to be paid. I forgot to put this up here by the way because I actually made it. I think I spelled his name right, but yeah. If he's going to be too expensive, I know you want to stay in LA. You might. I don't know. You might have to settle a little bit, buddy, to come play with LeBron and AD.
And we're not talking like perfect cap scenarios, right? I mean, this is in our ideal fantasy world, how excited we would be as fans. And this is how excited we would be and how excited I would be. I'd be like Steve Clifford when they got the Kawhi and Paul George. Pretty cool. It'd be pretty cool. All right. It'd be hard to do. It'd be pretty damn cool, right? I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie shoots the ball ridiculously well, handles the ball ridiculously well, facilitates ridiculously. He checks every box. I would feel much more comfortable over him than even off an injury, right? I mean, he's off an ACL injury. I would still feel more comfortable with him than Lonzo, than Dennis. I mean, really, maybe there's 8 point guards you probably take over Spencer Dinwiddie, 9 point guards. I mean, is he a top 10 point guard?
I think if he's not a top 10, he's definitely on the outside looking in.
Right. He's like right there, that 12 area. I mean, but Dennis Schroeder is not better than Spencer Dinwiddie. Like, I watched Dennis Schroeder for a full year. Dennis Schroeder is not better than Spencer Dinwiddie. That is confirmed 100%. And then the other thing is, who do you consider point guards nowadays? Like, everyone that's
basketball, yeah.
Right. Like, James Harden is a point guard, right? But he's also a shooting guard.
Now he's in Brooklyn, but he's also a shooting guard.
Right. Yeah.
Plays small forward too. When KD plays the 4, who knows, man? He doesn't
yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool to get Spencer Dinwiddie. I think that automatically, puts us right in the driver's seat. And I mean, he's not great defensively, but he's not a super liability. So, yeah. So that's our ace rankings
for the Lakers offseason. Yep, that was Lakers offseason. It was the ace ranking 1 through 5.
Honor Asa, if he wasn't here today, doing the ace ranking, make sure his face shows up in the broadcast some way, somehow, baby.
Made it happen, Ace. So before we get into, we're gonna get into the game for a second. So we're gonna get into this. We'll pick who wins tonight. This came up on Twitter. It was just a little comparison, a little 2-on-2 scenario. You know how House of Highlights does this every once in a while. So they put KD and Kobe on the same team versus Kawhi and LeBron in a 2-on-2. And I thought about this for a little while, and I want your thoughts first, Jay. But I took a lot of time to think about it, and I felt myself leaning one way for a very long time, and then I changed it a little. I changed it. But I want to know what you thought about this.
All right, so I would personally say Kobe and Kevin Durant. Now, the reason why I say this is obviously LeBron. This is really hard. I have my affinity for Kobe. I mean, so go figure, right? But if you're playing 2-on-2, you're basically kind of playing 1-on-1. Right. I mean, you can set screens for each other, but I mean, it's going to be very hard to like backdoor cut and beat somebody or scheme and beat somebody. And while LeBron and Kawhi are unbelievable, I think Kobe and Kevin Durant, if you were asking me, I need a bucket. They're 2 of the first like 4 or 5 names I'm saying. And if I'm in a 2-on-2 scenario and Kobe's going to have to go 1-on-1 against LeBron, Kobe's going to score on LeBron and Kevin Durant's going to score on Kawhi easier than it's the other way around, because LeBron is not like, he's not a 1-on-1 player. It's not what he does. He can do it because he's just the best player on the planet. And let's be honest, he's the best basketball player ever, dude. So, yeah, I mean, he's not the best 1-on-1 player ever or the best scorer ever. I mean, it's going to be kind of hard to facilitate Kawhi Leonard when you're in 2v2 games, right? When you're in a 2v2. So I would personally say Kobe and Durant, because of that scoring ability, because of how, they're able to play 1-on-1 and isolate a little bit better than LeBron and Kawhi would. I mean, because honestly, if you were going to rank these 4, right, if you needed these 4 guys to go get you a bucket right now, Andrew, who are your 4? How are you starting?
So I need to go get a bucket.
You need to score. You need a score.
Kobe, Durant, Bron, Kawhi. I think that's the way you got to go.
And I'll honestly, and I love LeBron, I'm going to flip the last 2. I'd rather have Kawhi. Kawhi's a better shooter. I'm not going to let my bias go, take me one way. If I need a score, if I need a basket, I need someone to make the best play. But if I need a basket, Kawhi's a better mid-range shooter than LeBron. Kawhi's a better 3-point shooter than LeBron. LeBron's probably is a better finisher at the rim, but marginally compared to how much better Kawhi is at shooting 3-pointers. And I mean, LeBron has definitely closed that gap. LeBron used to not be a 3-point shooter, and good luck now if you want to leave him open. He'll dare you, and he'll knock him down because he's shooting a dang good percentage his last 3 years, especially. So that's my rationale to it. But I would say Kobe and Durant. What would you say, Andrew? What do you think?
Yeah, I kind of looked at it. I looked at it first, and then I didn't really make a decision. I looked at some of the comments where I saw it on TikTok at first, and the guy was saying, like, if you were to build your team around, and if you were going to build a 5-on-5 team, I think you might go LeBron and Kawhi. Like, if you had like 2 superstars against each other, like, because you're playing a team game. And I left it that way for a while. But with the 2-on-2, I think when you just get into that isolation and you just got to get buckets, it's going to be really hard to like just to stop those guys, no matter who you put in front of them. Because I mean, even LeBron, like every single one of these guys have faced all-world defenders in their career, and all-world defenders will tell you, like the Tony Allens of the world, I'm not even getting into names because it's gonna take forever. But all-world defenders of NBA history, Bruce Bowen, it doesn't matter what you do to them; they're gonna score. Your job is just to slow it down just a little bit. But when in 2-on-2, it's just gonna get highlighted. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be LeBron and KD for me here.
Yeah, I'd agree. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think.
KD. Yeah, let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, let us know what you think. I mean, I think this is a very difficult choice. I mean, honestly, like, yeah, I mean, LeBron and Kawhi, that's a ridiculous duo. I mean, that's two of the best. If you're looking at all around wing players that we've ever seen. I mean, literally. So tough choice there. I mean, obviously, my affinity for Kobe, my guy, I'm leaning that way just right off the jump. I mean, you could give me Kobe in like a trash bag, and I'm like, well, there's a way Kobe could probably figure it out.
People were saying
the Mamba, you know.
People were being mean to Kawhi on TikTok, like he's low managing, he's not even going to be there. It's 2v1. LeBron's going to lose. Right. Jerks.
Or I mean, honestly, it would be like 1v2. It would just be like Kobe gets the ball and just literally go stand over there. Like he can go get every dang bucket, like literally. So
100%.
All right, let's get into game 4, baby. Finals.
Mola real quick. So older players can't keep up with newer players in the pace they play. I think depending on who they are. Yeah, depending on who it is, and that's one thing Johnny's always talked about. The possessions have been just amplified in this new era of basketball in the 2010s. There's so much more possessions. There's so much more fast-paced transition. But yeah, let's get into Milwaukee versus Phoenix. Milwaukee's hosting game 4 tonight. 4.5-point favorites over Phoenix, like Jay mentioned earlier in the show. Let's just get right into the thick of it. I mean, who's winning, Jay? Who wins tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I personally have Milwaukee winning the series. I've had them winning the finals ever since I had them get into the finals in the very beginning. And now when the Lakers bowed out, I was like, yeah, they're going to win the finals. Obviously, we've seen some of the tribulations that have come with them getting here, but I genuinely think they're the better team. I like Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, and Giannis more than I like DeAndre and Devin Booker and Chris Paul. Now, can I show up wrong with that? Absolutely. I mean, Devin Booker, I think you mentioned it, he's had quite a few subpar games here in terms of his standards. I mean, Stephen A. Smith was ready to crown him the next damn Kobe Bryant. I mean, we need to slow down on that. And I'm a guy who really liked Devin Booker coming out of the draft. I will always go back to Andrew because we were sitting there together on draft night when he was drafted. I was like, this guy is going to be unbelievable. There's no way he should have fell as far as he did. He's come out and he looks like the best player from that draft, and it doesn't particularly look very close. So I'm going to go with Milwaukee. I'm going to go with Milwaukee by probably like 10 to 12. I think they get it right here. I don't know if Giannis goes for another 40-point game, but would it be surprising? No. I mean, people are scoring 40 points in the finals is very hard. I don't know if people understand that. Kobe and Kareem only did it once in their entire careers. So, like, scoring 40 points in a finals game is very difficult. As easy as LeBron James and now Giannis seem to make it look, it's a very difficult feat. So, we also, last thing I'll say here is we haven't seen a Chris Middleton game yet. I'm a person who very much, I kind of root for him because of how bashed he gets when they play poorly. I know you had that same sentiment with Paul George, even though he's a Clipper. But when he plays poorly and the Bucks lose, it hurts me, like, as a person, like my spirit, you know what I'm saying? So Chris Middleton game today. Chris Middleton goes for 30. Giannis goes for 30. I think the Bucks win here by about 12 points, personally.
Yeah, I'm leaning that way a little bit too. I'm not sure what I kind of feel like Milwaukee leads and like start to finish, but not like by significant margin. Like, I just think they just get a lead and they kind of hold on to it, and the Phoenix kind of chips away here and there, and then eventually they kind of put them away at the end. Giannis, please shoot your free throws as well as you've been shooting them, because if you do, my prediction of you taking over the Eastern Conference and cementing yourself will just be verified, and I want that to happen because I want to be right about my sports takes. Selfishly. Who would have thought? So Giannis, please keep shooting your free throws well. You'll score 30 as long as you shoot 70% from the line, probably 40 if you do even better. Middleton, like you said, I felt bad with Paul. I wanted Paul George to will the Clippers to the finals. They would have got spanked by Milwaukee, but I wanted it so bad just because it would have erased any of all, but like it would have gotten rid of all the bull crap he's got to face now with the way off P and stuff.
Right.
But yeah,
Twitter is so good sometimes. Man.
so mean, man. Be nice to these guys, man.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, no, it's all fun. It's all fun in games, but no, Devin Booker definitely needs to. He hasn't had his game just yet. He scored 31 in game 2, but it was a quiet 31. They kind of blew the Bucks out. So Devin Booker probably wants to get off on the right foot and improve his shooting percentage. Hasn't shot over 50% in 8 straight playoff games, and in 19 playoff games, he's only shot over 50% 4 times.
That's cold.
Only 4 times. So he's in a bit of a cold streak. They've gotten away with it because of how fantastic Chris Paul has been in closeout games in Game 5 and 6 against the Clippers. So Devin Booker really have to step up. DeAndre Ayton continues to play really well. He got into foul trouble, so as long as he can stay away from that, I think it makes it a bit of a more difficult game for Milwaukee. But I do think Milwaukee ends up winning because we do all have Milwaukee. I think winning the series. Ace has him winning too, right? What did Ace call it the other day?
I think Ace had him winning like 5 or something.
He said he did say in 5. He said Milwaukee in 5. Yeah. So it can't be that.
He's a little quick on the trigger there. That's okay for our boy.
He'll still be right when Milwaukee wins.
I think he's losing. I think he's you know how we got to do that last one that we did for the NBA, the NFL draft. Yeah, we got to still serve our sentence. I think we're eating something, right?
Well, I think it's different. I think you're eating something and I'm.
Oh man, I don't want to eat onions.
Yeah,
man.
I think it's both of us because he wants me to eat pickles, but. I mean,
okay.
I can stomach pickles. Good luck with the onions.
Well, we know we're good. We know we're good. Like, you know, I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure we're beating them by a solid margin here going into this one.
Probably by a couple points. Me and you were pretty close after the second round.
Yeah, you got me with I forgot who it was in that last round that I fudged up on. I don't know. I think it was Denver.
Yeah, I think you said Denver and
I had Denver beating Phoenix.
Denver winning, but Phoenix won. Yeah, I think Phoenix.
Yeah.
They swept them. No one expected
spoke with me hot. Listen to Asa and his Jokic takes.
Hey, you're a true friend and a true best man for believing in your boy and his beliefs, man. No,
that's funny.
But anyway, guys, Game 4 tipping off, and says 6 o'clock. Probably be a little bit after that. We're gonna grab
it's about 6:12. About 6:12.
Get ready here. Watch some Giannis. Go grab your favorite food, guys. Do whatever you got to do. This was us, the AJA Sports Show for a Court Sessions episode. Again, Twitter at AJA Sports Show and on Instagram. Thank you guys for those of you who tuned in. We'll be catching you later this week with another show, most likely. So stay tuned. Until next time, guys. We will see you later. Goodbye. Great to see you in here, Eric. Thank you so much for stopping by, man. Hope to see you next time.